Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and thanks for having come to this international conference on tea studies. Today I'm here wearing at least two hats, if not more. I'm here as the director of the Department of Asian and African Studies, which is one of the sponsors of this conference. And I'm also here as the co-founder of the Italian Association for Tea Studies, along with my colleague and, alas, former pupil, which shows my age, and Professor Livio Zanini. And thereby, I'm also here to convey to you the greetings and the best wishes from the President of the University of Venice, Professor Michele Bugliesi, and of the Vice President of the University of Venice, Professor Tiziana Lippiello. I am particularly happy today to be here and open this conference for a number of reasons, but especially because it is our second international conference in Venice, third. Okay, fine. I'm always thinking Chinese. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. But it's our third conference, which means that the interest for tea, both Chinese and Japanese, and tea in general, is steadily growing in Italy. And also, it proves that Venice is becoming the center for tea studies in Italy, for sure, since there's no alternative, but in Europe in general. So, and this is precisely our goal and what we are aiming at, becoming the center for tea studies in Europe. And I think we are doing well in that respect. So, I don't want to take up more of your time. I thanks all the speakers of today. We have quite a rich offer of speakers today, besides myself and Professor Zanini. We have Professor Zhong Yuping from the University of Glasgow, Professor Aldo Tollini, Ca' Foscari, Venice. We have Master Ip Winchi from the China Tea Science Society, and last but not least, Professor Catherine Burnett, University of California, Davis. So I think I've already spoken too much, and I'll let my colleague and co-director of the Confucius Institute of the University of Venice, which is another sponsor of this conference, I'll give her she will introduce, she will translate what I've just said for the non-English speaking audience, and also she will address you with a few words.
Okay, thank you, Marco. The first sentence is in Italian. Buongiorno a tutti. Okay, so first of all, welcome every one of you to join us to participate in this international event of Chinese tea culture. So welcome, benvenuti. Okay, thank you for taking your time at the weekend, and some even come all the way to listen and participate in this international colloquium. Okay, I'm sure you won't regret it. In Chinese, we would say, 您会觉得不虚此行. 不虚此行, that means I'm sure you won't regret it, okay? The whole activity is abundant and rich in content and covers a wide range. So first, I'd like to introduce the whole procession, okay? First, we'll have Professor Marco Ceresa. She had just addressed us some of the welcoming address, okay? And he will talk about early reference to tea in European sources. He's also the Italian director of our Confucius Institute and the Dean of Eastern Asia and North Africa Studies Department, right? Yeah. And you know, he's also the first person in Europe who translated Lu Yu's tea book Lu Yu's tea book, Cha Jing, okay? And then we'll have Professor Livio Zanini from Ca' Foscari University as well. He's also the president of Italian Association for Tea Culture. He'll show us studies on Chinese tea culture and make a comparison between the past and the present. He has done a lot of job and preparations for this colloquium. And then it comes to Professor Zhong Yuping. She comes from Glasgow University, as Marco has mentioned just now, and her focus will be on the mist of heaven, teas from Mount Wuyi. So wow, the mist of heaven, beautiful name, isn't it? Do you know the name do you know Mount Wuyi? Yes, okay. Have you ever been there? Yes, lucky you. And no? No? Okay. So after this conference, when you go to China, if you've got some time, you better go there. Okay? And then that's the end of the morning session. And we'll have a great expectation on the afternoon session too. In the afternoon, firstly, we'll have Professor Aldo Tolini from Ca' Foscari University. And he'll talk about the monk eyesight. I think in Chinese it's called 容西禅师, a monk. 容西禅师, right? Yeah, okay. And he has written a tea book too.
吃茶养生记.
Yeah, I think it's the drinking tea for health. Drinking tea for another tea book. Lu Yu, the Chinese, the saint, write the tea book, a kind of encyclopedia, right? And also monk eyesight. Also, he wrote Drinking Tea for Health. So if you've got time, read these two books, okay? It was as early as in the 12th century, and you know tea is very popular in Japan. So I think Professor Aldo Tolini will talk about that. I think in some parts in Japan, they've done it better than it was in China, right? Okay, now in the afternoon session, the second will have Yiping Wing Chi, a tea master, and he is also the professor and the director from China Tea Science Society. He will talk about the development of tea wares in Ming Dynasty. I think he'll also illustrate some of the tea wares to us. Right. Okay. Then it comes to the last but not least, Professor Catherine Burnett. She's from California University, Davis. She'll bring us art history without the art. I guess she'll probably give another comparative issue between China and Vietnam. Okay. And the focus is the curious case of Sino-Vietnamese teapot before 1700. According to me, art is the sublimation of life. So let's have a look what she'll give us, okay? So now we see it's rich in content, and it's like a kaleidoscope. There are academic findings, studies, comparisons, etc., all about Chinese tea, but from different angles. Yes. Okay. So besides, we'll also have Giuseppe Mosella from Napoli. Okay. And I think he'll give us I think during the tea break, he'll bring us the tea experience. Thank you. And what's more, in the afternoon, Mr. Yim Wing Chi, will give us a Chinese tea art performance. So hope you'd enjoy this together with us. Thank you.